Alright, we're recording, we're rolling.
Good. How's this? Is this loud? Can you hear me?
I can't hear. Does it look like I have headphones on, John?
Alright. What's the deal, Trina? What's going on? Welcome to my podcast.
This is not your podcast, okay. This is my podcast.
Well,
this is Trina Talks with your host, Trina.
Trina Talks. Well, nobody wants to hear Trina Talk this week.
And we have somebody on here. Okay. The first guest, Jon.
That's me, Jon. You guys have probably seen me around. If you don't know me yet, you will. Freaking awesome like that.
Yeah, he's got a big ego to go with that.
Okay. Well, you're the one that feeds into it, so.
Oh, yeah. Introduce yourself, Jon.
I'm Jon. I go to Siena Heights University in Adrian. I'm a musical theater major, a senior, living the dream. I just kind of was walking around and this random girl was like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? I'm like, sure.
No, actually, Jon asked to be on my podcast.
Okay, well, not directly. I mean, you.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You replied to my story. Yeah,
okay, wow.
Exactly. And that was before you even knew me, too.
Wow.
You met me later that week.
Well, this is quite embarrassing.
Yeah, he starts to go silent and so things to say.
Listen, what else do you want to know about me? Where am I from? I'm from Michigan. I was debating on whether I was going to sneeze or not, but it doesn't really feel... Oh.
Do not sneeze. Do not sneeze.
I was kidding. That's really all there is to know about me for the moment being, but I'm sure if you ask me a question, I'll just open right up like a blossoming flower.
Wow, how poetic. All right, we're going to start with a banger then. What is one thing that happened in your life that changed the course?
God, that's nice and easy. We're starting it off light, aren't we?
I told you you got this. You talk a lot.
Yeah, one thing that's happened in my life that's changed the course of my life? Mm-hmm. Well, to start, I'm adopted.
You're adopted?
I am, yeah. A lot of people don't know that until they meet my parents and they're like, wow, you guys are not black, because I am actually mixed, for those of you who don't know. I don't know how much of my ethnicity is what. I don't know what the hell I am. I just know I'm African American, but I was adopted at 8 weeks. I mean, the family that I'm with now is the one that I've known forever. So honestly, it's not really been like a huge hurdle, but it has definitely changed the course of my life in a way. You know, I could be somewhere totally different right now in a totally different position, probably not even in college, who knows. That definitely changed the course of my life. And my mom and my dad are, great parents. I was raised in a white family. All of my family members are white, but I never really saw it, based on race or anything like that. I saw things based on love. And, it's one thing that I really learned is like, it's not blood that makes family in most cases, or in some cases, sometimes it's just love. Like, dang, it's like, that's awesome. And that's something that took me a long time to figure out. I did. And I'm happy with where I'm at. And I wouldn't change my family for the world. I love them. I got 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. I don't know. I don't think I give off little brother energy when I'm at school, though.
I think you do. Or
really?
Maybe like middle.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not like oldest energy, no.
Wow, okay.
No, not okay. You give like leader energy though, but that's not what.
Really? Oh my God! Really? I'm a leader.
Oh my God. Jeez, that's me feeding the ego. Yeah, I see it.
Thank you. No, but yeah, and there were a lot of times when I was younger where my mom would bring up. She'd be like, I just remember. I don't know why this bothered me as a kid, and I still don't know why to this day. I can't put my finger on why, but she'd always ask me. She'd be like, Jon, like, does it ever bother you that you were adopted or anything like that? And I remember one time I was just sitting in the backseat of my car, and she asked me that question, and I was like, and I just started bawling my eyes out for no reason, because I didn't have an answer, and I didn't know, because it didn't bother me that I was adopted. It still doesn't. You know how like some kids grow up with abandonment issues or something?
Yeah. That
might have been something that was like deep down, if we're talking like in my subconscious. I don't know.
Oh, the trauma dump. Yeah. Good. You can swear.
Jizz.
I was there once for a car.
If you've ever seen that video, it is so funny. It's called Ghost Tour. You need to watch it. During RA training, I showed all the RAs that video, and now we have a group chat called Jizz with all the RAs. I highly recommend you watch that video from a Netflix TV show.
They made quite the impact.
Indeed, and we have a separate group chat called Donkey Dick, which is also a reference. It's also a reference from that same video. So if you're curious, just look up Ghost Tour on YouTube. Back to my really hard life.
Yeah, we went from something so serious to something so funny.
So yeah, back to me being adopted. It just never really bothered me. And I went through, life in a lot of scenarios, and people would be like, oh, like, where's your mom and dad? I'd be like, oh, they're right there. And then they'd like hesitate for a second. It's like, guys, come on. I mean, just put 2 and 2 together, all right? They're not strangers, I promise. And then my mom told me this one story about how when I was in kindergarten, the teacher asked us to describe our family to the class and everything. And so everyone went up and they all described their family. They're like, oh, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, blah, 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 blah. Apparently, allegedly, I went up there and I said, okay, so in my family, we have 2 curlies and 3 straights. And my teacher asked me what that meant, and I'm like, so apparently that meant that we had 2 curly-haired people in my family and 3 people with straight hair. So me and my dad, we have curly hair, and then my other 2 brothers and my mom have straight hair, and that's just how I saw the world. I never saw myself as like, oh, I'm black and they're white. It's like, no, we're just a family, and they love me, and I love them. That's definitely a life-altering thing. Also, I mean, I guess to go off on that question even more, there are definitely some experiences throughout college which have changed the course in like which I see things, and probably the course of how I will pursue my career from now on. You know, obviously when you get to college, you know, I'm a musical theater major, so you're in the theater department. So there's tons of drama, to say the least, right?
Yeah.
And there's always talking and gossip and all that stuff, and I was right in the middle of it all the time. I was just always like, I knew everything. I knew, you know, the ins and outs of what's going on. I know who was talking to who. I was involved with the talking to this person and that, you know, it was a hot mess. And eventually that came back to bite me. Last year, I was involved in a friend group that just didn't really have my best interests at heart. Really, a couple friends in particular, maybe even just one person in particular, he didn't really have my best interests at heart. He would judge my character a lot. Like, I saw him as like almost like a brother, you know, and that's where it becomes hard being adopted. It's like, okay, how do you like, you know, distinguish a brother from a friend if, you know, none of your family is blood or any of your friends are blood or anything like that. But there's definitely a line when it comes to like being friends, and you need to be careful who you call, you know, like brother, like, oh yeah, she's like a sister to me. Because,
definitely.
you know, would your sister rip into you? I don't, well, yeah, I guess she would, but I don't know.
But it's different.
Yeah, you need to draw a line with your friends, but he would just judge my character a lot, and he would really make me feel like a piece of shit, because we were both Christian. I still am trying my best, but you know, fail. I really am trying though. When I got to college, I kind of stopped going to church and stuff. It got to a point where literally he was like yelling at me on stage during a rehearsal in the middle of a stage. It felt like that episode from Euphoria. You ever seen it?
Yes, I've seen Euphoria.
Yeah, it felt like that. Only it was definitely much lower key. You know, there wasn't like a whole audience of people, but there was a small audience of people. He was like kind of like ripping into my character on stage, and I'm like, okay, like stop. The entire time I was trying to diffuse it. And after that, I kind of like, as people will describe in the department, I commit social suicide, right? I unadded like all of my friends from Snapchat. I went completely dark. I went off the grid. When I tell you, I deleted my Instagram account. Yeah.
Oh.
My Instagram account that I have now is my new one. I was like incognito. I kind of like stepped away from all of my friend groups, and I literally just like consolidated myself to my room in class. And it was really hard at first because I'm a very social person, as you know. You know,
yes.
I'm around campus. I can't sit in the lobby for 5 seconds without somebody walking by and be like, "Hey, John, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I see you guys, you and Valentino, probably like 17,000 times a day.
Yeah, you're everywhere.
It's ridiculous. Well, everywhere. This is like a 2-foot wide campus, so I mean,
it's true.
It's kind of hard not to be everywhere at once.
That. And you talk to everybody.
Well, yeah, because I mean, why not? You know?
No, exactly. I agree, but you.
We're on this earth for so long, okay?
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't make the most of it.
But yeah, so I kind of I disassociated from the department, and I only had like 2 really good friends, but they were at home, so I really didn't have that kind of like support system that I had before. So I kind of had to learn how to be best friends with myself. My roommate moved out of my room, so I had my room all to myself. It was pretty muddy at first, you know. There's a lot of miscommunication, mainly because I cut everyone off. The emotional state that I was in was just not the best, so I think it was in my best interest to kind of just be by myself. And it stayed like that for probably about 5 months. For the rest of that semester, I was kind of just like by myself, you know. Every now and then I'd reach out, you know, to like one of my friends in the department. We'd hang out maybe like for an hour or something like that. It was really just a lot of self-discovery, some depression in there too. And it's funny because college will give you depression. I will not stray away from that fact, because I did not experience anything like that at home ever. I came from a pretty sheltered home, even though, you know, I'm adopted and everything. I was still pretty sheltered in like what I could do and everything. I never experienced the lows that I experienced in 375 by myself. I'm telling you, it was bad.
But I feel like everybody has to go through that, like something like that.
Exactly.
Maybe like not the same thing, like on the pizzas. Maybe I had that, you know, but it was ice cream.
Yeah, well, I mean, ice cream I feel like is a little bit healthier.
Healthier? No.
Well, caloric wise, maybe not, but I mean, like, okay, it really gets your bowels moving. Pizza, I was stuffed up, and I was stuffed up for days. Okay, and I had the community bathroom, so I had to walk all the way down to the end of the hallway to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I hope nobody sees me, because I am literally dressed like a freaking prisoner. because I'm literally imprisoning myself in my room. And yeah, oh man, it was bad. Over time, you know, my mom would call me like every other day, and we just talk. And you know, she works from home, so she just sit at her desk, and we still do call every day. But she would just sit at her desk, and I would just sit in my bed, and even if we weren't saying anything, we'd just like be on the phone with each other, just chilling. Like we're just right next to each other. And my mom got me through it. My friends got me through it. I got a buddy. His name is Moss. He was my RA my first year. Best friend. I'm telling you, he is such a great guy. He did transfer to Toledo. He has a phrase that I will never forget because I always go by it. Whenever he was having a bad day, you would know that he's having a bad day. And I don't know if this is probably not healthy or anything, but he'd always be like, you know, John, I only have good days. You know, good days only. GDO. And I want to put that on the flag because, you know, honestly, the days are what you make it. You know, have bad things happen to you in a day, but it doesn't make it a bad day because things are going to happen, and you know, things aren't always going to go your way. It's what you make of it. And that's the same thing with college. It's like, oh, I didn't get anything out of college. I'm like, it's what you make of it.
That's what I say. Like,
you have all these resources.
Smaller schools and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you make of it.
People expect our professors to like hand everything to us on a silver platter, which they kind of do. They give us all of these resources, but then we just sit in our rooms and don't do anything about it. We go out and party our asses off on the weekend. It's like, guys, we have all of these people, all of these like resources, books, anything is all available to you, but it's just what you use. Because nobody's going to do the work for you. You have to do the work yourself at the end of the day. People think, oh, I'm just, as long as I show up to class, I should be fine. It's like, no, you got to do the homework, got to do the extra work. You got to study outside of it, you know? Always dig deep.
You got to full send it.
So anyway, so past the depression. So after I dug myself out of that pit, I stopped watching Euphoria.
But that's such a good show.
It's a good show, but it's not good when you're by yourself. It's good to watch with friends.
I watched it by myself.
Okay, well.
But that was hard times. Yeah, I watched it during hard times too.
Pulled myself out of that deep, dark pit, and I really started working on myself. At that time, Sienna was going through like a lot of financial problems and everything, and all these programs were going through cuts. And my mom was like, okay, well, maybe it's time to start looking outside of Sienna to finish your undergrad. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually wearing a Texas Longhorns sweatshirt right now because I started the transfer process for their vocal performance program. I had a contact down there who was my vocal instructor my first year. Amazing woman. Her name is Leah Crochetto. Pretty well-known opera singer, but she taught me so much about my voice and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, if Sienna's like a sinking ship, then I'm going to jump ship to Austin. Being by myself really helped me with that transfer process because I just got shit done. My whole social life coming into college was like centered around my friend group. It's like, okay, when are we going to eat? When are we going to go do this? I would wake up, I would eat, sleep, and breathe like my friend all the time. That sounds so weird, okay, but that was basically, you know,
no,
like some people, you can't drag them away from their friends. And that's okay, but like that lifestyle just didn't work for me because I wasn't productive. Went down to Texas in January of this year and I auditioned. I got accepted. I got admitted. I was ready to go. I probably should be at Texas right now. No, I should.
No, we'd miss you.
Well, listen. If they didn't cost so much, I didn't really get many scholarships, so that's the reason that I'm still here. Plus, I also got an RA job here. You can't go wrong.
Exactly. And you're good at it.
I'll say, I mean, you were at the ramen party, right? Did you?
No, I couldn't go. I went home.
Okay, well, that had like an attendance of 50 plus people. It was awesome. Which at Sienna, don't mind my dogs.
Don't put them away.
At Sienna, there's not really a huge student body here. In attendance of even like 20 people is kind of a lot for an event. And so we got like Spark, which is, you know, basically the student programming board of Sienna. They plan all these events and everything, and like nobody comes to them. And here I am. I'm on the shoe story on Snapchat, and I'm like, oh, like come to my ramen party. I got ramen noodles galore, okay? And I had music and everything. That party was awesome. Everyone loved it. And I had my big speakers too. And it was all in the ballroom. So like you just like blast up the music. People go walking by. They look over the balcony. They're like, oh my gosh. I had a microphone. I'm like, if you are on the second floor right now, you need to get down here right now. Like, I don't know what you're doing up there.
I really wanted to go. I feel like the food always brings the people, you know? And who doesn't love ramen? And that was a cool idea, too.
Right?
They haven't done that before. But yeah, you're right. Usually,
it was very well executed. It was very well executed, I'll say. I had like a big pot of boiling water in a coffee mug, and they would dip the coffee mug in and pour the boiling water over the noodles and let it sit. But some people are they're just interesting thinkers, I guess.
Oh,
because
God.
I would have the boiling water for them. They'd pour it on top of the noodles, and then they put it in the microwave for 6 minutes. And I'm like, okay, they're plastic bowls that we're using. You're melting it. You're going to give yourself some sort of disease.
Like cancer, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, let's not do that. There's some people who are like, John, this is so hard. And I literally just go up I just dump water over it, and I'd be like, no, just wait 5 minutes, please.
Patience.
So
yeah, okay, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know how to make ramen noodles. I'm so serious. I don't know why.
okay.
Like, okay.
I'm at a loss for words right now. That's kind of crazy. Okay.
I know. But I had never like grown up eating them. And so when I got to college and I made like my first one, I made it completely wrong and it was like the most disgusting thing I ever eaten.
How did you make it?
I don't remember. I think I literally just like
I just cooked it. I put the noodles in the microwave.
No.
And then I put the water in afterwards.
No, I think I just poured like sink water on it.
Oh, that's
and then
nasty.
like microwave.
That's absolutely nasty.
And the noodles were still hard.
Oh my gosh. For those who don't know, Adrian water is basically like drinking from a public pool. I mean,
it's so bad.
It's horrible.
It tastes disgusting.
And there's probably like 600 microbes. Like I have a bottle of purified drinking water right now because that's all I'll drink.
I'm gonna be honest. I drink the Adrian water.
And
that's so bad.
I do when I'm broke, but I'm not really broke right now.
I don't like to contribute to the waste of the planet.
Yeah, but no. The fact that you don't know how to make ramen noodles is actually really sad.
But you know another thing I don't know how to make? Like mac and cheese, but the one
I
that you make on the stove.
saw that one coming, yeah.
Why do you see that one coming? No, I can make the one in the microwave. I shouldn't really get it. I make the best mac and cheese.
Well, yeah, of course you can make the ones in the cup because it has the instructions of how to make it. Did you just not... Did you not cook when you were like a kid?
No, I didn't. Not really. Oh. I'm a terrible cook, actually.
Did mom and dad make your...
My mom, yeah, because my mom is a chef.
Okay, so there's... Okay, now it's just not adding up. It's
okay, my mom put me in like cooking lessons sometimes and baking lessons,
and
then I would do okay. But then when I went home and tried to make it, something always went wrong.
Yeah,
like I just can't cook. I don't know.
Okay, well, just saying one thing went wrong or something always went wrong.
But no, it's like
doesn't mean that you don't try it again. Okay?
I do try it again.
If at first
you
don't succeed, try again. Okay.
No, I try it again every time, but then like something different goes wrong. But it's usually like something that like messes up the entire meal. I just can't cook. Okay, I'll cook for you one day, and then you'll be like, yeah, you can't. Okay.
Cook. Well, I've messed up many things in the past, but you know what I actually found out helps so much more? I made over the summer since I lived in St. Cat's, right? I was making my own food because the UC was closed. I made the best pad thai that I've ever had. Have you ever had pad thai?
No, I was like, what is that?
So it's like a Thai dish, obviously. Yeah. It's like noodles. There's chicken in it, something called pad thai sauce, but I like made my own. And it has egg and crushed nuts and bean sprouts. It is so good. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But when I made it, I made sure that I wasn't taking my time. I literally sped through that. I made it as fast as humanly possible. So if I did mess up, which I didn't, I don't know. I think just moving faster for me helps me focus more in a way. And I eyeballed like a lot of things, but it was so good. I'm telling you, Trina, I don't even know how I actually did it. But that's another thing I started doing over the summer. I got that longboard.
Didn't you do that last year too?
Well, at the height of my depression. I don't want to keep on referring to parts of my life as the depression, but it was in like January.
The depression era.
Yeah, it was in like January, February. I went to go visit my brother in Texas, and I longboarded for the first time. I'm like, you know what, Dylan? I need one of those myself. I should have got what you got. And so I ordered that on Amazon, and it came in, and I really started using it over the summer when there was nobody on campus. I would just have a long, stressful day of rehearsal, work, and I took 3 summer classes, and summer classes are like condensed into
they're
like,
accelerated, right?
half the size or half the length. So yeah, so they're accelerated. So those were really stressful. And at the end of the day, I would just longboard all the way down the road because it's like really, there's like a lot of hills, and like East Siena Heights Drive sits at the top of Adrian basically. Yeah. And so you're just gliding down the road. You put on Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. You're like, oh my God.
Okay, that sounds nice.
It's so nice. And there's that sidewalk that goes like right past the UC over there.
Yeah.
With the big curve and everything. When there's nobody around, I conquered it. I finally worked up the courage one night to just do it. I'm like, I hope I can turn fast enough. I hope I can get like just a perfect angle so I don't crash into the freaking UC.
Yeah.
You start gaining speed. It's scary. I just full send. And, and when school started, I was like, am I going to be that weird kid who just like longboards everywhere? And the answer is yes, because I am that weird kid that longboards everywhere. It doesn't bother me anymore. Like, one thing that I learned is like, nobody gives a crap. The more you stop caring about what people think about you, the better off you'll be. And honestly, that's what's like helped me become my true authentic self. And somebody's calling me. I don't care though. It's an 800 number. Okay. So yeah, I am the weird kid that longboards around campus, but I'm also the kid who can go and grab a flex meal and be back in his room in 2 minutes.
That's true. No, you can go places fast. Other people have to run. I run.
And I've had a couple girls come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like I think guys who longboard are just
that's what I was gonna
so
say.
hot. I'm like, really?
It's like a good thing. There's like the skater boys. We only have like there's you on the longboard. There's some guy who skateboards, and I think there's like one other guy who skateboards maybe.
Yeah.
So there's only like 3 people here who like ride something like that. And I think it's cool every time.
Okay, well, this is the 3rd time that they're calling me, so I have
Okay, take it.
Hello? Wow, that is so, Megan, let me just tell you, that is so interesting. I'm so glad that you just interrupted my podcast to tell me that. You're so awesome. Okay, well, let me just get you my bank account and routing number real quick, and then I will, hold on, here. So it's 40021, fuck yourself. Also, I just got an email.
You deserve that.
Yeah, I just got an email. Congratulations, you've been selected to serve on homecoming court.
Oh my god, let's go!
Boom! You heard it here first, folks. I am on homecoming court. I don't know who the heck. She's like, hi, my name is Megan. I'm from the USA Bank, and we want to transfer. And I'm like,
Nah, frick the Megans of the world. I know Megans. I don't like them.
There's some nice Megans out there, but
I haven't met one. But you know what?
Dang, throwing shades at all the Megans out there.
Sorry, Megans, but the Megans I've met.
I think I just scared the shit out of Trina, guys.
Yeah, you definitely just scared
I saw some
me.
real fear in her eyes.
Yeah, I was like trying to take myself, but no, he kind of scared the daylights out of me, not gonna lie.
Oh my. Oh golly gee.
I just have that image of you in my head now. Okay, that's gonna give me nightmares.
And I never like saw myself as a skater boy. I definitely don't really have those vibes because I am very much a person who's into like jazz and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know, I do like jazz shows and everything a lot this summer. I've been really getting into it, and I just go to like a bar or a coffee shop. This last one that I sang at was a cigar lounge, actually. You know, I just sing all the classics: Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Dean Martin. I mean, you can't go wrong. That's what I've been doing, and I've set up a Google form last night for people to start booking me. And you know, we joke about me having a big ego. Obviously, I joke with having a big ego and everything like that. But it's really validating to know that, even though I don't think I'm that good, other people still see.
No, you're really good.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Is like, I'm always my biggest critic, and my mom is a close second. She's like, you suck, actually. I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks for the feedback.
We love moms. But I have a serious question.
Yeah.
Are you going to remember us when you're famous?
Yeah.
Cool.
Duh. People on my Snapchat now.
Because you were on my podcast first. I'm just saying.
That's true.
People on your Snapchat? What?
Yeah, the people on my Snapchat, I don't add people on Snapchat unless they're like my residents. And everyone's like, well, if you ever get famous, it's like, guys, let's not think too far ahead, okay? I haven't even made it out of college yet. Okay?
But you're close.
Golly, and I don't know what I'm going to do afterward. Hopefully I start auditioning for shows. I start booking some jazz shows. And that's the thing about the jazz shows is that it feels so good to like get paid to do what I love. But yeah, I'm a skater boy.
I do want to ride that bike.
I do have Converse.
I really want to ride it.
You can. I'll give you lessons.
Yeah, I actually low-key want to.
It literally took me 30 seconds to learn how to ride a longboard.
Yeah, longboards are easier than skateboards.
I don't know how my brother described it to me, but he was just like, as long as you like don't flail around and freak out, you're going to be fine. Just like stand normally, because that's what you're doing. You're just standing up. Now, obviously, had my falls.
Oh, God.
Ugh, I don't even know if I can get my...
That's not going to work.
My calves are so big sometimes. It's actually all the time, but it's just my physique. Oh, my God. And I can't even get my pant leg over my knee. If you can see, there's a scar here on my knee. I got that when I was longboarding. Oh, my gosh. Now I can't get my pant leg down.
He's struggling like a lot over there. Just leave it, yeah. No, I fall all the time. Like, I'm a very clumsy person, so I'd probably...
When was the last time you cried?
This morning.
This morning.
Like, no. Not for a sad reason. Actually, I cry a lot.
I was watching
I wish I could explain why, but I can't.
Yeah, you look like somebody who cries a lot.
But, like, hey!
You big baby.
Nah. I cry, like, for other people more than I cry for myself, actually. Like, the last time that I cried for myself was last semester. Oh. But I cry more for other people. Like, if you started crying right now, like, not, like, acting crying, because I know you can do that, but, like, real crying, I would cry with you.
Really?
Yeah. I
don't know. Sometimes I only cry when I'm like under like a lot of stress. So and then I have to like talk about that specific thing. The other day I was dealing with like a big money problem, right? Because like I got to pay for college and I'm paying for it by myself. My parents have helped me here and there, but a majority of college, a lot of the tuition is coming out of my pocket. I'm like so low on money right now. It's like, it's scary. And so I have to judge whether I should go to work or if I should go to rehearsal. They both happen at very inconvenient times, especially on the weekends. So I actually had to go to work instead of going to rehearsal, and I forgot to reach out to the stage manager and tell him that I wasn't going to be there. Then the vocal instructor was reaching out to me, and she's like, "Why weren't you at rehearsal today?" I'm like, I'm trying to balance these things right now, and I can't, and I'm just so poor, and I was like, oh God, like, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then they're like, well, if you ever need anything, just let us know. I'm like, I just need like $5,000. And
I just
I'll
need
be
money.
My Instagram is, I think it's jbell5506. You can find me on there if you want to hear me sing.
Yeah, I'll actually put his Instagram.
I have lots of singing videos up now, and I'm starting to promote myself. I'm starting to use it more as a promotional Instagram page. I've turned it into like a professional account and everything. And, you know, some people get annoyed and they're like, oh my God, I hate seeing this guy post all the time. I was like, then...
That's how I feel.
How much I
post.
Yeah,
like,
you
people
post
are
a lot.
pissed off at me.
And I don't look at all your stories. I'm going to be honest.
That's so fair.
But like the ones that I do, it's like, hey, swipe up if you want to be on my podcast. I'm like, oh, sweet. And here I am.
Got lucky, yeah.
Spilling the beans of my life story.
Who would have thought?
Right?
Because I didn't know you when you responded. I was like,
you're like,
I don't know who this dude is. And then
I
I came to visit and I got stuck with you in the elevator.
Right? Didn't you like see me like around campus or anything?
I literally don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
No, because literally like you followed me. And then you replied to my story. And then later that week, I came to visit just for like one day. And literally, you were the second person I saw. I literally was hopping the elevator to go to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And you were in the elevator. And I was like, hi. And then I was like, oh, that's who that is.
I probably said some smart-ass joke, as I always do. Or
actually, no. You were just like, are you here to visit Rio? And I was like,
oh, yeah. I remember that now.
I was like, I'm here to visit Valentina in Rio. And you're like, oh, okay. And then I saw you again later.
Yeah.
I think in the elevator again.
And that's where it all began. The daily sightings of Trina.
It started literally when
Valentina.
I visited.
Yeah.
It wasn't even
Trina, Valentina, you guys are like inseparable. Like this is the first and longest time I've seen you without Valentina.
Oh my God. I'm by myself all the time, but nobody sees me. That's the thing.
Because you're by yourself, you dumbass. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, I walk around. I'm everywhere. Oh my God.
I'm by myself all the time and just nobody ever sees me, you know? Wait, really quickly. When you were a kid, did you ever like pretend in your mind like that there are like cameras watching you, or like there's like a documentary being filmed about you or something, and you'd like start acting and like going through life as if like, you know, like people were watching you all the time? I'd do that, but like the person watching me would be like the crush that I had at the time. So I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's totally watching me put the dishes in the dishwasher. Look at me. And I'd like start like, you know, like go clean my room or something like that. I'm like, look how clean I am. I'm such a good person.
My thing was like being a YouTuber. I always pretend like I was like vlogging or something.
I can literally see you walking around your house. Hey guys, what's up? It's Trina. Trina the ballerina here, and today we're gonna blah blah blah.
Do you know that people call me that?
Mm-mm.
People call me that. How do you know that?
Because Trina rhymes with ballerina.
But people have called me that my entire life because I dance.
And the
dance coach here calls me that.
Ah, Trina the ballerina. Trina the.
Nothing else rhymes. That's why my name sucks.
Okay, don't say that, because then I'm gonna come up with something that totally rhymes.
Yeah.
Trina.
Go for it.
Ina.
Yeah, there's something else. Okay, cool.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna say that.
No, there's only like made up things.
Trina hanging out in the cantina.
Or we have summer camp.
You know the cantina from... You don't know what that is?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's from Star Wars. That's like the cantina that...
I haven't seen every single Star Wars movie at all. Yeah, I know. I don't want to talk about it. I'm really bad with movies. You know that. You're in film class with me. You know that. We've been over this. I don't really do movies that much. Yeah, exactly. And you try to get me to watch a horror movie. You should have seen me during Psycho. I covered my eyes.
I'm really disappointed in you.
You can be disappointed. That's okay.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
You can be disappointed. That's fine. Yeah.
You were covering your eyes during Psycho. Okay, but that movie actually took me for a loop. Like, at some points, I actually found myself invested in it.
I was invested
too.
This
is so cheesy. And then, like, the part where she was, like, standing in the mirror, and then, like, she, like, had, like, her own little jump scare. She jump scared herself.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was like, oh! I was like, what the hell? And then the plot twist, I was like, holy crap, that's crazy.
For real.
I'm like, that's some pretty cool.
You know what, though? I missed a big part of it. Because Rio called me to tell me that we got tickets to see Noah Khan. And so I had to leave.
Is that the guy who's like, oh, I love it.
No.
Who's that? Is that something Kushner or something like that?
Yeah, that's David Kushner.
David. I didn't want to say Jared Kushner because he's like a politician or something like that. Or, I don't know. I've just heard his name.
David Kushner. Oh, he's W.
Who's Noah Khan? What song is
he sings like Dial Drunk.
Okay, well, I don't know those songs. Like, you have to like sing it for me.
Sing Jon on the podcast.
I'm a musical theater major, but I only know like melodies. I don't know actual song names.
No, I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna sing for you. It's been all over TikTok. You just look it up after, okay? Look it up.
You suck.
Thank you. You know what? As much as it's been lovely having you, John, we're gonna end the podcast. This has been 47 minutes long. That's insane. 47
minutes. We still got like 15 more to go. No.
I gotta go paint a beer pong table.
Oh, I forgot you're on a tight schedule. I forgot.
I am. Actually,
Guys,
I am.
Trina's so popular. She has better things to do than talk to me for a whole hour because she can't even set aside a whole hour.
I set aside a whole hour. I gave you till 3. You have 8 more minutes if you want to use it.
Well, you sounded like you're wrapping up, so.
Oh, do you want the 8 more minutes to continue talking, Jon?
Yeah, I'm just gonna plug myself again. You can find me at jbell5506 on Instagram. Thank you, Trina, for having me on your podcast.
Of course.
I don't know why you were playing charades for that last 45 seconds.
I was mocking your hand gestures, doing it for you.
Yeah. I was doing
acting it out. Yeah.
Oh.
You were. You talk with your hands a lot, yeah.
Well, the more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, but it was a pleasure, yeah. You were the first guest.
I'm so pleasured right now. Well, God bless America. God bless our troops. And gentlemen, start your engines! That's got to be the best start to NASCAR.
That was a great ending.
And the best ending to this podcast. All right, folks. Trina, you can start turning up the podcast outro music.
Should I add music? Oh my god,
you don't have music?
I don't have music. Okay, we're gonna add the music.
Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, I don't have
I
music.
hope you guys are listening to some great music right now. Peace, love, and God bless.
Bye.